Okay, well, we've got our new shoes here, and I've already put some white lithium grease on this point here where these rub, and also you can't see behind here but the pivot point that these go on. And all I have to do is take these shoes and pop them on here, and if I can struggle with it like this, get that in there, get that one in there, and pop this one up in here like that. Yep. It's just a matter of getting the spring up in place here like that. There we go. So now our shoes are in place. Now the next thing I've got to do is I've got to clean out that nasty brake drum that was so rusty crusty before we could put it back on. Well, it's not perfect, but it'll do the job. We might have to adjust these brakes down. Oh no, we won't. Look at that. Just like it was made for it. Now if I could just remember how it all goes back together. Okay, so now we're going to continue on putting our brakes back together. There's an O-ring that goes right here. And then we have this crush ring that goes on next, like this, against that O-ring. We have our drum cover, and this has a seal on the inside. This is going to go on next. It goes on just like that. And then we have this washer here that goes on. And I can see already I goofed up because I put this washer on first. I should have put this on first, like that. Then this washer goes on, like that. And then our larger nut goes on there, and it will get threaded on all the way back. You can see I painted the axle as well, not to make it pretty, though it is pretty, but mainly to prevent further rust. And one thing I did not do, which I should do now before I finish putting it back together, is I didn't clean my bolts. Come on. This is just a lock nut to keep the inner nut from backing off. And there we have it. Now, because I didn't paint my screw heads before, I'm just going to spray a little bit of paint around there. But that's all there is to that. Then put our hub on, which just slides on here like that. We have a nut like this that goes on there, and then this goes on here. Excuse me. Snug it down, and then line up your cotter pin hole, and we'll put a new cotter pin in there. And then we can pop our cover on before we put our wheel on. Our wheel and tire combination isn't ready to go quite yet. Still got to break down the wheel and put a tube in that tire. There we go. Get that bent over, and then we just cut the bottom one off like that. Now we can take our nice cleaned up cover that keeps the dirt out of there and finishes it off, and there you be. Okay, now spin our wheel. Look at that, our brakes are already working tip top, super duper. And I'm thinking that maybe even our handbrake from up top will work. Yes, it does. It needs to be adjusted up though, because it pulls way in before it catches. And this nut back over in here is broken off, and so I'm going to have to do something with that. Either I'm going to have to buy another one, because they're not cheap. It's supposed to have a wing like this, and the wing's broken off of that top one. But we'll see. I may be replacing this cable because it's kind of stiff anyway. But we've got rear brakes, and we get our front brakes fixed. Then we'll have four-wheel brakes. Pedal on for the back and hand grip for the front. That would work great. So let's go on to the front brakes.